finding stuff on it.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Damn, this is crazy right now.
Yeah, like
yeah.
another YouTuber I know killed himself as well because sad word out there.
Oh damn, that's
Yeah.
tough.
I don't know how I feel about suicide.
You don't know how you feel about it?
Hmm.
I don't know what that means.
There's like, I don't know. You can either look at it as cowardly or like you can accept that they were struggling.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll look at it as cowardly. I just maybe the word would be like
It
selfish.
depends on the circumstances to me.
You said
Yeah,
he was
'cause it's like if you
he was the
lose,
highest rated player in Warcraft.
Like if you was
Wow.
involved in some shit and everybody go down, like
They say he
you know,
tweeted an
like
hour ago.
criminally, you kill yourself to get out of it.
Yeah,
Then I
people
would
are
say you
saying
kill
what's
yourself to
wrong
get
with
out
them and shit.
I agree with that, I guess.
He said, "I feel bad if anyone has to deal with my insanity. Please just know in these situations, the insane person does not feel in control of their actions. I know I'll always be a little too crazy, and this is proof. But at least you'll never be bored. Marry me."
Who's saying that?
The dude that killed
Damn.
himself, he
This was
proposed to
3
his-
Wait,
hours
he left a
ago.
suicide note?
Like he was talking 3 hours ago, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, people were saying, "Is he okay? Check on him." That shit. Something like that happened where like you
Wait,
guys
he
know
was
like
doing
What?
that live? That's crazy.
Someone said
That's
it's
what I
all
mean.
right.
I
Please
don't
call
know how I feel
someone.
about that shit. Sorry.
yeah, it's like I get what you're saying, but I don't know if he called cowardly. Not cowardly.
I don't think I can't view it as cowardly because
Yeah.
I think a
Sure.
lot of times it's something that you really can't control how you're feeling at the time.
Yeah.
oh, okay. Now I know.
I can't imagine like getting so
Can you-
bad that the
like
only way
you're
out.
so fucked that you don't
Yeah.
want to feel anything anymore, you know? So it's like
it's a
I-
really dark place that you
it's a
go
dark
Yeah.
Very
dark
dark
place that
It's
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
you
It's
know.
not even like I would always think that like it's kind of selfish because like even though you're trying to take the easy way out, you're hurting so much people that care about you.
That's
and,
the
like,
word I'm looking for. Selfish. Thank you.
Yeah.
That one.
But like
I
at the
agree
same
with
time,
selfish,
like
though. I agree
at the
with
same time though, what Braga was saying, like it's not like they're idiots. They actually know who they're hurting, but it's so bad that
that. It
they
doesn't
feel
matter.
like they can't
Yeah.
hold on anymore. You know, that's just like so sad. That's
Yeah,
all.
it kind of overrides everything.
For sure.
I don't
like,
know, bro, but I think I can't say even like that's why I say cowardly is a bad word for it because I think it takes a lot of fucking courage to kill
Yeah,
yourself.
to kill yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying cowardly is wrong, but like selfish might be the word to use.
I don't know.
Yeah, it depends on like who you have in your corner too, because those people are gonna be left behind, like grieving for someone that
can't imagine
they couldn't, protect. Like,
I don't know.
Steve-O, stop putting this girl on my timeline.
I think it's better if I don't comment.
No, I get what you're trying to say, theory, but that's the whole thing. Like, was depends who you have in your corner. I mean, I
Because
can't. Really
I
relate
have
to that.
I have relatives that have been in that incredibly dark place, friends as well, and you
Yeah.
know you talk to them and they say what you guys are saying, like they don't want to feel and all this and that. But you know, normally if you sit down with them long enough, you can talk some sense into them and make them realize that it's they can get through it.
Yeah,
And
that's
I feel
cool.
like if someone's on their own and they don't have that counsel, fine. I can understand no one tried to help.
Yeah.
No one brought you out of it.
Yeah.
But if people have desperately tried to help you, but paid for like counseling, all this kind of stuff, and you just throw it all away, I don't know how I feel about that.
Not
I think
about
so, I think
yo,
sometimes it's like trying to trying to get someone to understand how you're feeling. It's I guess it's tough. And it's like even through counseling and through people being there for you, that doesn't stop you from feeling the way you're feeling.
sure.
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like that doesn't just because you're talking to people doesn't stop how you're feeling.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just
I get that.
you
You
can't get
know?
away from. Like it's a darkness you can't get away from, and you try
Yeah.
everything and you talk to everybody. It's not like you're throwing anything away. You
Yeah.
just like literally cannot live with the pain anymore.
Yeah,
It's
it depends on the person too, honestly, man. Because some people
And the
they can fight through it, but yeah. Because once the situation is so bad at that point, bro, it's tough to see like what's the positive I can get out of this,
To someone asking in the chat if I vote for Brexit, no, I don't vote.
The what?
Brexit.
He's asking in the chat if I voted for
Oh, for the
Brexit.
votes, no. It hasn't gone through yet, has
It's a
it?
permanent solution isn't always a route
Of
for
course,
temporary
it's never
problem.
going to go through. No one wants it.
People
Route for
voted
temporary
it.
problem. I think for some people, I think they don't. For them, while they're going through it, it doesn't seem like a temporary problem.
It's hard to see the light in the end of the tunnel sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like you're so engulfed in it.
Yeah,
It's
that's
kind of weird
true.
that I'm saying this because before I was always just like overthink it's selfish, like why you doing that and shit. But like you gotta take a step back and realize
You gotta look at it from their point of view too, like how they're feeling. Like, what would you do in that situation? Like,
I would say like I I was like a little down like a certain point and shit, but I never to that extent. So and I thought that was shit. So like
Yeah.
for them to be down to the depth they're at, I can never relate to. So I
Yeah.
can't judge them for it.
Man 95, I'm glad you're here, bro.
The only thing I feel sorry for is their family and friends if they had any, you know.
Yeah, I mean it's unfortunate somebody takes their own life. But it's just that's why you never know, man. You never know what people are going through. You
That's
really
why
never know.
you gotta act with kindness, honestly, to everyone, even those like that like you don't rock with or whatever, because you don't know what they're going through and how that could play a role into something further down the line.
But the internet doesn't give a fuck about any of that.
That's true. I know. That's the sad part of it. It's like we're in this call, we can talk about anything here and like be fine with it, but the others outside, man, it's a different
Because
scenario.
the
I
internet is
just-
fucking like reckless, like, and they go at anybody they want to go at. Then when the person does something, it's like, oh man, I didn't know it was like that. R.I.P. Like
It's just
like-
exactly
like-
what does that
I
gonna
just
mean,
feel like
you know?
I just feel like it's just not like efficient. Like if
killing yourself.
let's say you're gonna live till you're 80. Like no, there's not gonna be no car accidents when you're like 30. For definite, right?
Mhm.
I don't understand why you wouldn't just wait it out to see if things get better.
Because you don't feel like it's getting better. Theory.
Yeah, but you've only lived, let's say, 20 years. You've got 60 more.
Yeah, but
Sometimes that's the problem, though.
yeah, but for you, it's
can they
like
see 60 years of happiness? Because those 60 years could be the same thing you're going through in those 20 years, man.
I don't know.
Wait,
I don't
okay,
think
so
that's
let me.
very- I don't think
Okay,
that's
so
very likely.
so theory
Well,
for
I mean,
you. What's
it's
the
not likely, but in that mindset, that's what they're gonna be thinking of.
but theory for you?
And
What's
you
the
gotta
beauty of
remember,
life
it's
though
not-
for you? What do you think life is about for you? Like, what's the
Just
beauty of
living.
life? Living. What's living for?
What's living?
Just
Yeah,
being
what's
here
your
and
definition of living?
just doing what you can do, man.
But that's what I'm saying. For some people, it's just like it's a repetitive, recurring, bad dream. Right? Like if every day you're fucking depressed and every day is the same thing where you have nothing to look forward to, it's like, why am I still here? What am I living for?
Like I get existential all the time.
We should get those
Right.
guys into One Piece.
But yeah, so I mean, but I feel like there's lessons that can be learned by observing different other
Till they
people's
see Luffy
stories, other
versus
people's
Katakuri.
experiences.
Mhm.
I feel like I understand it's a difficult state of mind to be in. Like I've been depressed before and probably still am. But I just think that it's I don't know, just chill out, just wait and see what happens.
I think sometimes it's hard to just like wait it out for some people.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you don't know, and then like you don't know everybody's like circumstances.
Yeah.
Like
I understand, like if you're getting
environment that you're in
abused,
too,
you're
bro.
getting like if you get loads of crazy stuff going on,
Yeah.
like loads of people die, and like it's a really tragic.
what about
scenario. But, like,
disabilities? Like
Yeah, like that's
Yeah.
another thing plays it too, bro. Like you can't be doing certain things, like you're seeing like your friends or whatever.
You're
like
not
doing
living
certain
life
stuff,
the way it's
like,
supposed to be lived.
yeah.
What do you mean supposed?
or
There is
like
no
their
supposed to.
or their definite, but
I mean,
but
in their definition,
different people,
obviously,
different people have their own definitions of life.
Yeah.
Like some people they're content with just day-to-day activities, just day-to-day work, come home, watch TV, maybe do something or go out on an outing occasionally. But then there's some people where their idea of life is to be successful and to be able to have freedom. And sometimes people's circumstances don't line up with what they want.
I think when you look at life, for some people, you don't realize how difficult it is until like you get older. And as you start getting older, you realize this shit is fucking.
This shit is tough.
Yeah, the older you get, the harder it is to tell people your feelings. Like,
Yeah, and it's. I mean, life can be a struggle.
Because everybody
sometimes.
got everybody got their own thing going on, like
It's always something going on.
yeah, it's always something.
Like no
Everybody
matter
always
how
got
like
something.
good shit is going in your life, there's always something.
yeah, because
Well,
one
well,
bad
like,
thing, one bad thing
sorry.
could destroy it all, man. Like,
Always
like,
something.
Like I'll give an example because someone's saying that it's tone deaf to say, "I'll just wait it out." I'll give an example.
Maybe that's Naya.
People
Yeah.
get kidnapped and people get tortured. People get interrogated. People get in all sorts of horrible, trafficked, slaved, all sorts of things around the world. And those people are in some of the worst situations imaginable.
Mm-hmm.
And they, quote unquote, wait it out. And sometimes nothing happens and they stay like that forever, and that sucks. but
Right, but
sometimes they get out of that situation.
But I think mentally,
Correct.
some people,
It
like
depends on your
everybody's
environment,
wired
bro,
different, though.
like-
Theory.
Yeah, some people are stronger than
Yeah,
others.
I think some
Yeah.
of us can take more pain than others, right? Where it's
Yeah,
like
pain is relative.
mentally we can endure some of these struggles. Some people they're like, I can't take it. Like I just can't deal
Yeah.
with it.
And
You
like
know?
depends on your environment you're in too, bro. Because if you again, like if you have good people and stuff, they can try and help you out. But if you're literally have like as you said, the person had gone through all that stuff and they had nobody there for them and stuff, like that just makes their situation like they want to like end it all. Like
We saw this play out publicly with Etika, right?
Yeah.
Where
Yeah, that's
Etika
true.
for a long time, everybody's like, "Yo, he needs somebody," and his friends are like, "We're here, we're calling him, we're there for him, we're everything, we're looking out for him, we're putting him in like he's getting evaluated, he's talking to counselors, all this different stuff," and he still, committed suicide. And in his last video, that's why it's so chilling, is because
But,
he said,
he was also very mentally ill.
well, he said he didn't even know he was suicidal. He said he never planned on killing himself. He was like, I didn't think I was at this place. He's like, I guess he was saying I knew something was wrong with me, but I didn't think it was at the point where I can take it anymore, where I was going to kill myself. But what the scary part about that is that he was so reserved to the fact that he was walking and making a video right before he went and killed himself. Where that just shows just how far gone and how much he was going through mentally. Where it's like, I don't think you can really quantify that.
Yeah, because
Like I don't even think I don't think we can understand that type of like pain and depression where you're just done with it all, and you're so accepting to being done with it all, that you're making a video about being done. That's like an insane space to be in.
I don't know. Not to like shit on what you just said, but I don't think it's right on any of us to talk on other people's behalfs. And like we don't know him personally. We don't know like how his family interact with him. We don't know how like all of his thoughts. We only know what he posted, and we don't know what kind of things his illnesses make him think at different times. Do you know what I mean? There's so many things that we don't know about how his life was. I don't think it's right to speak on other people. That's how I feel about that kind of thing.
All what you said now was exactly what we're trying to say about how it's not right.
Yeah.
Upon us to
Yeah,
judge
we're
you
only the
because we
outside
don't know
like
the
looking in.
situation. That's what we're trying to argue.
But what I'm saying about just suicide and like even for him, I know that he has an illness that makes him not think straight.
What's the illness though?
Like didn't they say, like I only know from what other people say, that didn't he have some sort of mental illness that affects his thinking, like bipolar or something along those lines?
I don't know if he was diagnosed with being bipolar.
Because I know they put him in the hospital and stuff when he was wilding before, but that was like until we learned that something was up.
And I think there was like a talk one of the weeks before he passed, he went on that Drama Alert show, didn't he? And they were talking about his mental health. Anyway, my point.
Didn't Keemstar call him weak or something in that entire thing?
Yeah, and then he tried to cover it up, saying, "Oh, that's just us having banter." Not really appropriate banter, is it?
Trash, by the way.
Yeah, he's really trash, but
no. But what I'm trying to say about suicide people is like I know people have different situations. People are made of different strength,
right?
Different upbringing, different culture. Like for example, in Japan, a lot of those people are living quite, from what we would say, decent lives. They're not in poverty. They've got nice technology. They've got nice hygiene. They've got all sorts of nice stuff. Yeah, loads. They've got one of the highest suicide rates in the world. What's up with that?
Well, I think we talked about this earlier. In Japan, we feel like a lot of it is kind of like a facade. Like it's shit going on in Japan that we don't understand and we don't know.
Yeah. But it's rooted.
Isn't their school system like really strict too?
Yeah, like, but it's rooted in the culture, right? And it's been like that for so long. Like, you won't be able to change that overnight.
Yeah,
just the way the mindset is and stuff. Like,
I think suicide in general. Like when I hear about somebody committed suicide, because somebody that I went to high school with, she committed suicide earlier this year, and for a lot of people, it's like. She was always happy-go-lucky. It was always like a positive experience. It was always, even when I interacted with her, it was always positive. You could never really tell that something was going on. So it's like when everybody got the news, it was just like, oh, okay, what's going on, you know? And you know, it wasn't any diagnosis of mental illness or something. I just think it was just being fed up with life, you know? And I think it's a lot of things that can get you to that point where you're fed up. Like it's a lot because life, one thing that's guaranteed in life is going to knock you down several times. Like several times you're going to have to force yourself to get back up. Like over and over and over again. Shit, that's how it is every day. You like that's one thing that you know, like when you make plans, things probably aren't going to go your way. You're going to try to do things. It's not going to work out the way you expect it to. You're going to apply for jobs, get interviews. You're not going to get the job. You know, you're going to want to be all these different things. You can't be everything you want to be, which is like, it's just like, you got to, like with life, you got to learn to deal with failure because you're going to fail a lot. Like a lot. And you got to do that while being in this era where it's social media, where people are going to talk shit about everything you do. So it's like, dealing with that, say you have abusive parents, say you're living in a country where maybe you don't have everything you need. It's like that shit can pile up really quickly. It can. And or if say you have parents where you have expectations, where people are like, well, I expect you to be this lawyer or this doctor, and you're like, man, I don't want to do that. In addition to just relationship issues, being abused by your spouse, you know, being forced to have kids, abortions, miscarriages.
There's a lot of darkness.
You know, it's so much that can fucking break you.
I've got a darker scenario for you. It's more of a moral dilemma, really. That bothers me quite a lot sometimes when I think about this topic, which is, let's say someone is really, really suffering, and in their personal solution is that their way out is suicide because they just can't see any other way.
Right.
And they're in a weak, fragile state, easily impressionable, like no one cares for them, no one loves them. But then someone who's quite very malicious and manipulative sees that as an easy target, takes advantage of that weakness, gives them, presents themselves as this caring figure, but obviously at the cost of abuse or domestic abuse, something like that, or you know, that kind of thing. Is it right to try and intervene with that relationship if the suicidal person is staying alive because they feel attached to this abusive person because no one else does attach to them? Or should you break it up and put that person back into suffering alone?
You got to break it up.
Have to.
You got to break it up, because I think eventually it's going to reach a boiling point, even where that person that's being abused, they're holding on to this thing that's not real, right? Like the thing that's keeping them alive, or the thing that they feel like they're living for, is really hurting them more in the long run. So I think you have to break it up, and then you have to provide. Maybe it's not going to be the equal support, but you have to provide something that can somehow substitute for that, because that having someone in an abusive situation it never ends well. It never ends well. So now, over the course of my life, 6 people I love killed themselves where they feel like it was no point. Yeah, that it's a real thing. And as I get older, there are more people that I know that I went to school with that are like committing suicide.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what?
They really say like life sets in after high school.
After high school, it's a completely different world.
Yeah.
High school, when you're in high school, it's a bubble.
Right.
Protecting you from what's going on.
And you're protected.
You're
like,
really
like,
guarded and protected.
Right.
High school, you're a baby, man.
Yeah, you have no idea.
There's an alternative to that, though, because I'll give an example from my own life. My younger sister, she's only 16 at the minute, and for her high school life, it was hell because she's socially anxious and didn't really fit in with any, because it was a whole girls' school and she's a bit of a tomboy, and they're all kind of girly girls bitching and gossiping. She didn't fit in, didn't like it, self-conscious, all sorts of things, and she became very suicidal and self-harming throughout those years. So her bubble in your guys' eyes was a terrible one. So what is she to expect when she gets out of that high school bubble? And it's even worse. I don't know how you prepare someone for that.
Well, high school at some point, high school is very cliquey, and if you don't fit into like that image of what people expect from you in high school, like you're normally an outsider, an outcast. So some people they hated high school, but they enjoy like more of the real world. So maybe like once she graduates, she may enjoy that independence and more of like where I think the outside world is more accepting of what high school would classify as weird individuals. Where a lot of the people that people viewed as weird back in the day now is like more
Now they're
accepted
celebrated.
and celebrated, right? Whereas like nerds and people that played music and watched anime, now it's like, oh, now everybody's saying they watch anime. Now everybody's saying that, oh, I'm a nerd. It don't matter.
Right.
Like high school is like high school can be very.
You got
fucking
made fun of
toxic.
for doing that shit,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
You know,
It's worse too because you have people that rely on the clicks too to be a part of something. Because once those people are out of high school and they don't have those clicks, then they start to realize shit. Like that's what some of these other people were going through, where they had nobody to like really relate with or nothing. Like
high school is also where you realize, like, well, after high school, you realize who your true friends are.
Exactly.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, can we be friends if we're not around each other like 5 days a week?
Yeah, because I don't understand the thing where it's like I gotta communicate with you every single day because like we all got shit going on in our own lives, whether it be work, school, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like the moment we link up, it'll always be like as it's always been.
I think that's another misconception about friendship. Where like we don't gotta talk every day to be friends.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's
You know? Like I can mute Steve, we still homies.
facts.
I mean,
Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed about online communities and online people, and that stresses me out a lot. Is that you're expected to be in constant contact.
Yeah.
And if you're not, that means you don't care.
Be active.
But I don't get that.
yeah, I mean that's what social media is, right? Because like you're always gonna be attached to something, so you're always gonna see someone there and want to communicate with them. Where like in our sense, it's like for us, we link up like what once a year, like so far we've been doing it. Like, and you see the vibes have always been exactly the same as it is to be online, if not even better, because we have that relationship where we get to know one another, how they act and stuff, and even then we're starting to learn more about each other like through those times.
Nah, that's facts. That's facts.
Yeah, you spit.
Yeah, I don't gotta talk to y'all niggas every day.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be every day as long as it's like, as long as, you know, I feel like you just got checking on your homies from time to time. Let them know if anything you did for them. But it's like, it's not going to be everyday thing, bro. Everybody got shit to do. Everybody
got their own set of problems.
Issues.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
and I
saying?
hope they don't take it as like this us ignoring them or nothing, because like that it shouldn't be like that, because you know how our relationship's been. Like there's no way it's gonna be looked at that. I just know that we got something going on.
I think something that's really appreciated that I think I got to do more of, and I appreciate when people do, is just calling and checking on somebody.
Yeah.
Without wanting anything.
You can throw a text.
Without wanting anything.
Hey, bro, how you doing, man?
Matt, what are you saying that for, bro?
Because, bro, that's what I do. That's what I do with all my partners, bro. I just
sounds like cap.
You ain't hit me up.
That sounds like cap.
I don't got your number.
Oh, damn.
Hold up. You said you called me twice.
Pull up these receipts.
I'm gonna go for dinner. I'll be back if you guys are still here.
All right, take care, kid.
All right,
Oh,
Theory.
okay,
You have a good day, bro.
Good day.
Wait, what time is it right now for you, Theory?
It's 6
Probably
p.m.
6.
That was big cap.
It's what?
My
6
bad,
p.m.
lad.
My guy. I have
I
Mr.
actually
Ben.
have you in here as
Dinner at 6, am I
Commodore.
tripping?
You
Or
off
is that
today or what?
The Commodore.
My guy.
Theory was at
I got-
work
I got
for a
Mr.
while.
Ben today, so
Mr. Bensay.
yeah, right now.
Nah, man, I think you just got to call and
that's
checking on the
funny,
homies,
That's what
man.
Laz calls me every time he
when I
addresses me.
Yeah,
Mr.
when I first met
Bensay.
him, it's always Mr. Ben says, "Sir, how are you?" Like, you know.
Says not easy to do, but you gotta check on your friends. Nah, that's facts. I mean, it's like sometimes just call, bro. Like I'm not talking about like just calling like when you need some shit. Just call and check up on these things.
Yeah, like even if I can't like pick up the phone, like I would send a text or whatever, see what's good, and then when
Yeah.
you respond, like I try right away.
It goes a
like,
long
you know.
way, bro. It goes a long
Yeah,
way.
of course.
We got to do more of that. So Matt only hit Ali up for that keyboard. Damn, you hate to see it.
That's a cap.
So that's how they're doing emotionally and mentally. You can't. Yeah,
That's
bro.
cap.
I think especially with the Corona shit, I know people
Yeah.
that's like they don't got no job, they don't qualify for unemployment,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
They-
bro. That shit is kind of that
They
right
going
there is
through
kind
it
of
right
fucked.
now, man.
It doesn't help anyone else too, bro. If you gotta pay the rent and stuff and you're not working right now,
Yeah,
bro,
and you
like
got
imagine all that stress
kids.
going up.
It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. That make anybody, a lot of people, they feel like they're at their wits end. You
Yeah.
know, they're like, man, I got life insurance. Maybe that take care of my kids.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
it's crazy.
I'm not sure if life insurance covers suicide though.
I don't know. It depends on the.
I don't think
know.
it
depends on
does.
like the
I don't think it
contract or
does.
whatever.
Yeah, I
like
think it
the
depends on it. I'm not sure.
details to it.
That would be insurance fraud, though, right?
No, it's not. If you kill yourself, I don't
For
know.
the suicide money for your kids to live? Yeah.
But I'm saying if you kill yourself, I mean, you're not gonna leave a suicide note like, hey, the insurance money could take care of all this shit. I think that would be.
That would be
Yeah.
that would be wild.
But I think there's a clause in most life insurance policies where it has to be like accidental death.
Or yeah,
Yeah,
not in your control.
Yeah,
It's like the inheritor stuff or whatever. Right?
I
Like,
mean,
some
that's
people
easy. You
have
just hire a
wills.
hit on yourself.
that's illegal.
I mean, yeah, but then you don't have to find that out.
That's illegal. That's not
Yeah,
fair.
that's why faking your death is illegal in the U.S. as well.
Yeah, some dude in comments says suicide is not under any insurance.
Yeah, yeah. I think because that's a way where you can scam an insurance company out of millions.
Yeah, so is suicide.
Yeah, you can bankrupt like all of them. But,
Yeah. What do you think about the August Alsina situation?
Oh,
I'm
Will
not.
Smith
I'm
and-
not mad at August for doing what he did. I think what was happening, he was being labeled as like a homewrecker, and he was kind of called. People were labeling him as like he was kind of attached to Jada when Jada was like trying to be a friend to him, where he was like, "Yo, you sounding crazy out here, Jada. This looks at you as like a little brother or some shit." So he had to kind of like say, "Yo, like I'm not crazy. Like this is what was going on." So I mean, even everything about that, I
just feel like he was talking too much.
It wasn't clear. It wasn't too clear about like what was happening. I mean, he said Will Smith gave him his blessing. So I'm like, were you dating? Were you just like, were you fucking her? What was going on? He was still like really kind of teetering a little bit. I mean, I guess it's out of respect for her, but you know. So my homegirl got beat by a stepdad and her mom didn't help, so he just left and was homeless like all April, and I would have never known if I didn't check on her just because. Yeah, so I mean, it's hard to come out sometimes and just say, "Yo, I'm not well." You know, because even when you say, "Yo, what's up, man? I'm good," even when shit's not good. You know, so I think it takes like actual conversation, actual like, "Yo, you sure you straight?" For people to kind of open up and kind of like tell you how they're really feeling, because it's just yo, what's up? Like, I'm good is just like a generic ass response because you don't really want to know. Sometimes you don't want to know if they're good.
Like, talk to me, my nigga. What's happening?
Yeah, what's
And some
going
people
on
find
with
easy.
you?
I don't know, because what if they
what's going on.
answer, right? What are you supposed to do then?
Yeah, because some people don't want to just
If
say
they
stuff.
answer and they tell you,
That's what I'm
then,
saying.
I mean, we
That's
gonna
why
talk about
you
it.
got to be there for that. Some
No,
people
no,
say,
but
What are you
Yeah.
supposed to say? They're like, oh man, you know what? I just lost my house.
Well,
And
I
then
mean,
you're
you
like, damn,
never,
that's crazy. Or you
bro,
supposed
you
to like do
never.
something?
Devil, like the beauty in that is you never know, bro. Because having friends is like, I mean, like the way that I look at it, bro. The way that I look at friends is like, friends is your extended family in the sense that you choose those people to be in your life.
friends or family you choose.
You don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Friends are family that you choose. So, bro, you never know what the like. You never know what your friend could want to do for you in that situation. And I mean, you don't tell them that like so that they do anything necessarily. You tell them that so it's like they know that they're not alone.
I think sometimes knowing your friend, you can tell when your friend is not acting like your friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, what's up with you,
just
man?
the interactions.
Like, what's up? Like, you know, it's just I feel like sometimes just asking that question, especially as you get older, it's very important. It's very important, bro, because you never really know. You never really know what the fuck could happen. You know what I'm saying? You never know if that's the last time you talk to that person, bro.
Yeah, because
That
it's
could be-
permanent, bro. Like,
Yeah, you never know. Like some shit could happen where you don't talk to that person again. The last conversation you had was about some bullshit.
yeah,
It's about ramen.
That's all you have left. Like,
Yeah.
then that what happened to them, like, well, their shit, it's gonna fall on you after because you know you could have done something, or even if you did something and it still went through, like that's just gonna play on you after.
Nah, that's facts, Nair. You gotta like just check in. Just check in and say, yo,
There's
what's up?
nothing wrong. Yeah, for
Yeah.
real. Especially if you see
Nah,
something
like real
concerning,
shit.
bro. Just be like, yo, a simple "you good" means
Yeah.
a lot. It really means a lot more than people think.
It
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
They may not tell you, but it's the fact that you showed them that you're willing to go out of your way to just check on somebody. Like people underestimate that. You don't got to be a hero.
Especially when
Jay, you
somebody
good?
puts it out on social media.
You said what?
Jay, you good?
Devil, shut up.
Nah, we need to normalize being vulnerable, bro. It's very difficult as a man
To be
to be vulnerable. I'm not gonna hold you. It's like
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Everyone says be vulnerable at the same time.
Because you're expected to like, you're expected to like kind of hold the weight.
yeah, be strong,
Yeah.
hold it down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Be the
It,
best.
I feel like
it,
it depends on what.
it's almost as if people expect you to be somewhat emotionless to like everything that happens to you, but that's
Like,
just not the reality.
What's
Exactly.
never
We all
like
carry
you know
Not
what's
true, bro.
you know what's an insult today
What?
in today's society? You
Can't
mad?
cry. Are you mad? You can't.
You
Like,
mad?
why you
mad?
crying? Like,
You mad? You sad?
You
Like
mad? You
that
sad?
shit. Like
yeah.
Where I'm
Yeah,
like, bro,
nigga, what if I am?
the fact that emotions
Yeah.
are like classified as weakness is crazy,
I feel like it depends on what it is.
bro.
And most of the time it's-
niggas
most of
feel
the
like
time
if
it's
you
people-
if you show
Like if
emotion
I
or
just
something.
beat you and smash, and I'm like, you mad? That's just me trash talking, right?
No.
But you know what's trash talking. What's
Right.
straight up like being
In the
stupid,
context of
Right.
If you know
Yeah.
what smash mean to me, don't do that.
That's true. That's true.
like,
I think, but I think
I'm
that
down
goes
for
back.
this shit.
But that goes back to where people feel like if you show emotion, that means you're weak.
yeah, which is so stupid. Like,
You know,
Like, that's bullshit.
you know what I'm saying? Where it's like,
Yeah, that's
It's
why
crazy.
I don't understand why people hate Deku, man. My man's.
now see, that's a different story.
yeah,
That's
that's
not a
different.
different story.
Fuck,
This is
fuck
not a-
Deku.
I
All my
like
homies hate Deku.
oh man,
What's wrong with you?
Dudes literally hate Deku because he cries, man. That's the
Not
only-
because he cried.
Nah, he's not horrible, but he's not anything great. He's alright.
Daikuki with us. Appreciate it, bro. 4 months strong. I appreciate it.
crying.
Silver Standard said, I think we got to start with changing young kids trying to do this or that as a man, and instead be to simply exist as a person. You can do manly things, but I don't think we should do things under the context of a man. I have to blank. That's about how you're raised too, right? And your culture. I think, especially as black men, you're constantly told that you gotta be strong. You gotta hold it down. Don't let them affect you. Don't let them see your weakness. Don't let them see you cry. Don't let them
You're
win.
insecure.
It's something that's kind of instilled in you, where you have to show this almost emotionless exterior at all times, because that's strength in the black community. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I think something as well as like in the black community, mental health isn't really a thing that's addressed as much.
Yeah,
it's not.
that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
And like they'll call you crazy if you think that you got like some, or if you express that you have mental issues. They resort that to craziness.
Yeah. It's like, bro, this
Like,
nigga's
that's
tripping. You tripping.
This nigga tripping. This nigga crazy, or and that shit is tone deaf as fuck.
Yeah, it is. It is, but that's just how that's how you're raised a lot of times.
I always feel like I'm missing out when you guys talk about stuff like this.
You don't you didn't go through that, Devil?
No, I mean, like, if you were a man around where I lived and you were upset about something upsetting, no one ever really cared about, like, making fun of you or anything. It was, like, understandable. Like, if something upsetting happened, like your car got wrecked or something and you were upset about it, no one would be like, well, you're supposed to be a man. You're not supposed to. No one would say something like that.
Nah, it's not stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like way different, bro. Like,
Nah, that's way different. We're talking about, like, kind of showing emotion, like expressing your feelings, bro.
Yeah,
like with girls, like for
stuff.
instance, with girls, bro. With girls, like in the black community, they'll like. I'm not gonna say that they'll call you a pussy.
They will,
but they will.
Okay, yeah, they will.
They will.
Cut that out.
They will call you a pussy.
Imagine like some chicks, you cannot go to some chicks and be like, man, I just feel like right now my life is lacking purpose.
You can't do that.
Right? Like my life is just lacking some purpose right now. I just they'd be like, nigga, what are you talking about?
What the fuck? What are you talking about?
What's up with you, man? You acting like a bitch.
Facts.
Damn,
that's
bro.
that's
I
when
was
you're
trying to
brutal.
I was trying to be generous. I was trying to be generous and not generalize, but you know,
Some I'm
It's
Oh,
not
being
just black women. It's
misogynistic
not
in here,
just
huh?
black women.
I don't want to say just black women, like
Yeah, we're not
yeah,
doing
but
that.
women,
but-
Most
women,
girls and stuff, yeah, but you feel like that's when you can be your most vulnerable, like talking
That's
to them
our
honest and
experience.
stuff, and then when they goes against you, it's like, why did I open up like that? If this is the response I'm gonna get, that's not all of them, but
So y'all are
for the
saying
most
women deserve
cases,
less.
that's not what I'm
Yes,
saying.
no, no.
Misogyny right now, but let's keep it going.
chill.
Keep your hands rose.
Not
It's
saying
just music.
that,
Saying
but
that
like
legislation.
Just music.
and that just goes back to the culture. Like the culture that you grow up in, it teaches you some things that's just fucking wrong.
An
You know what I'm
environment, bro.
saying?
Like,
Like
it
saying
speaks.
as a
So
man
wait, hold on.
telling you,
Let me ask. Like, if you got cheated on, you were upset about that. Would they make fun of you for that?
well,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, they
because you
would.
got
Yeah,
you
they
could-
would.
yeah,
Some
Yeah.
people would.
For
like,
real?
They would just tell you,
yeah,
no.
because you got cheated on, bro.
They would treat you like a cook.
It's
Yeah.
like taking an L, supposedly.
Yeah.
it's
And they
like you
respond-
didn't,
Yeah.
you
There's
wasn't
like
handling your
1,000
business.
You wasn't
hip-hop
handling
You
your
wasn't handling
business.
your business. You're
Yeah.
too soft. You're not too much. You're not man enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you just get cheated on.
Yeah.
And if you
Breaking
try to
down
take her
whole
back,
Yeah, if you try to
Yeah.
take her back, you even worse.
yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, then you a simp. Then
Yeah.
you,
Which is like,
Yeah,
that's-
you a simp.
then you a hoe, and your girl runs you
yeah,
because you wanna make something work with somebody that you love.
yeah.
Yeah.
I see who really depends
and
in
it's
this
so
relationship.
frowned upon now too. Like,
Yeah,
MC made like 30 different
After
songs
what
about
happened.
this topic.
See, you guys should just stay single
Yeah.
forever then.
not that simple.
well, I mean, then the thing is that when you go and try and go into a relationship with somebody else after the fact, like you become more cautious now because you went through something and you know you don't want to go through that same experience because you know what result's going to come from it.
Right, so just stay single.
I mean, that's a possibility.
Nobody wants to be alone, bro.
Yeah,
You don't
like,
have to be alone. I'm just saying, don't be in a relationship.
Naya says that women have a bad habit of weaponizing male trauma and using it against them, which in
Yep.
turn makes guys bottle shit up. Yeah, that's
All
true.
the time. They do that all.
That is true.
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
And then after that, you're like, man, fuck it. I'm not gonna I'm gonna keep all this shit to myself. I'm gonna keep all
Literally.
this shit. I'm gonna keep all this shit in here.
Like I'm telling you, bro, trying to find the perfect girl, bro, it's a 4-leaf clover. That shit is very, very,
Does that
very
exist?
I think one thing that we all have to understand is that there's certain things you just have to accept about women, and there's certain things that you have to accept about men. And I feel like a lot of people are trying to change what a man is at their core way too much, and I think like being a man has been lost. I think the identity of a man has been lost, especially in this day and age. And it doesn't
Wait.
mean
Would
Like
you guys
the-
say my bad.
No, go ahead, bro.
Would you guys say that the Gillette ad was accurate then?
Fuck
What?
no.
Boys will be
Got boys being boys being
Should've let
boys.
you go.
That shit was
I
dumb.
should've let
That
you
shit
go.
was so
I'm really mad I
trash.
let
That
you
shit
go.
was so trash. The boys will be boys.
Boys
like,
will be boys. That means that like boys are gonna rape. That means boys are gonna rape girls.
Facts, like, bro, that
Yeah,
shit
like,
was
what?
so
What the
stupid, bro.
fuck?
Like, I was like,
Like, what
hey,
are we
man.
talking about?
That shit was so dumb.
Not cool. Not cool.
Not
Isn't
cool,
that the one
bro.
that Terry
That was
Crews
that was a
done?
cat call one where it was
No.
like the dude was like, "Yo, that's not cool, bro." I'm like, bro.
Yeah, bro. That
I was like,
would be
what?
it for me, bro.
I was like, "What are you talking about? Like, you can't holler at chicks."
All right, my bad, Jay. What were you saying?
Nah, but I think the scary thing is that I feel like the identity of a man is starting to get lost. Just because if you ask a woman, like, and Matt, like we talked about this before, if you ask a woman what she wants from a man, right? They'll say that I want a
Money.
man who's gonna love on me, take care of me, you know,
Mhm.
do all this. But then at the same time, it's like, well, I don't want him to be a pushover, you know. I
But
want him
be
to stay
rough with me.
around, you know what I mean? Be rough with me. And the thing is, it's like what's happening is the more feminized society gets, the more the identity of a man is being lost, and we try to make all these adjustments to appease what's going on in society when it's just like you can't really express yourself as a man anymore without coming with criticism.
The thing is nowadays, it's like if you say, "Well, I'm a man," the question is gonna be like, "Okay, what makes you a man other than your dick?" Like, what is it? What is
Facts. Like, what do you do? What do you provide?
what do you bring into the table as a man?
Yeah.
And
Being-
it's I think in today's society you gotta tread so carefully because it's like, oh, does that make you a man? Or are you saying women can't do this? It's like, yo, what are we talking about here?
What are we doing here? Yeah.
You know, that shit gets really crazy. Women and ideas are taking over society. I think it's taken over a little bit because of how much people are scared of being canceled.
Yep.
Where it's like you can't go against what's trending right now. Right
Wait,
now,
what exactly is being canceled though?
basically stopping your bag. That's a
Yeah, I
being
mean, but you
canceled
can only
is.
really do that if you're like famous or something, right?
No.
It goes for anybody, honestly.